and go live.
Tells me you guys have 69 likes. 69 likes.
69 likes.
Viewers.
Oh,
Views.
well, that's nice. Oh well, this is a first. We have never been booted off of Facebook in the middle. You know what? I think it's Mike Vanek's fault.
Is it because he donated us money?
He sent us money and Facebook kicked us off.
Facebook doesn't like us profiting.
So I don't know. Well, Facebook could suck it because we're
Because we're fucking back. That's why Facebook can fucking suck it. Anyway, I believe the question was, Jordan Harrison asked, how did each of you meet your wives? And as I was saying, I was in a dwindling relationship. Bitch was at a show that she said she wasn't going to be at, that I showed up to it as well. And so I went home knowing it was over. My good friend Dami was like, hey, come over. My girlfriend and her best friend are having a sleepover. I walk in the door and, like a movie villain in the rotating easy chair, turns around this beautiful, blue-eyed, drunken, pierced, tattooed, glasses bombshell. And I took one look at her and went, oh, yeah.
She's mine.
I Goldberged her. You're next. And, well, here we are 18 and some change years later. You know, a couple weeks later, I got up the gumption to kiss her. And about 3 days after that, we had a phone conversation, got together, and ain't never looked back.
Well, hell, man. Like, and how many years has it been at this point?
18 years, 2 months, and today's the 14th?
Yeah.
10 days. Wait, yeah, since we officially got together. I met her April 28th. 27th.
God, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Go donate now. Sorry, I'm just having fun with the button.
Clearly.
No, like, okay, to answer the question, Jordan Harrison asked, how did we meet our wives, or in parentheses, significant others? So I met Heather at a show that I was playing, I believe in Antioch, California. It was her, I think her mom, and her friend Ashley, I believe. I need to confirm this stuff with her. But I met her. It was cool. Played the show. Didn't think much of it at first. Then later on, we met up. We made out. I went to one of her parties. We made out again.
Whoa. Heather had parties?
Yeah.
But she hates everybody except me. And your son.
Well,
that includes you.
Yeah, her mom's house used to be like the party house back in the day. Like everybody used to come and hang out there. And I'm sure we would have gotten to that point here if the pandemic didn't happen. So, but throughout the years we had chance encounters with each other. Where we would hang out, we'd make out, kind of do our things, and then my dumbass would get in relationships with people that didn't matter, and then separate, and then I found myself in this nice little cycle where I would just constantly flirt with her throughout every relationship I was in. And when I finally before I became single, in my last relationship, I started hitting her up. And then the minute I became officially single, well, here we are now.
Well, I just want you to know that your relationship with Heather is very similar to my relationship with Heather. I met her, actually, through you. And then I started flirting with her through every relationship I've been in, which is the only one I've had with my wife. And I just want to say, how you doing, Heather?
Hey, you know what? I would do the same for your wife too, except she would probably hang me off a bridge somewhere.
No, she'd probably just laugh at you. Remember, dude, I'm in a band with JoJo Rush, so somebody's hitting on my wife at least every time.
That's true.
But so anyway, by the way, Lenny says post the donation link again. Like post the link, don't just hit the button. So what is Jordan's third and final question?
Third and final question that Jordan Harrison has constructed here is, she asks, if you can travel anywhere, where would it be and why?
Japan.
Nice.
Because Japan is badass, and COVID may have delayed me. I will be at Wrestle Kingdom 2022 with my wife and son in tow.
Oh,
Promise.
hell yeah, dude. I would also say Japan, but I'm not going to steal your answer. I would go to Japan for...
Why not? We go together.
Well, yeah, I would go to Japan for the exact same reason, but to be different. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to the boot. I want to go eat authentic Italian food. I want to go drink in Italy. Like, you know, just take in the sights and take in whatever the hell my heritage is supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. By the way, real quick, couple shout outs to everybody in the group chat. Just want to give one up to Dave Bundy Davis, a.k.a. Deathblade. What's up, man? I see you out there. And right back at you, Bird. I just want to say... By the way, for those of you listening on the only audio format, I just gave Bird the double middle fingers because I was in his wedding. He is my brother, and fuck him for no particular reason.
Everybody heard about the bird. Bird. Bird's the word. Bird. Okay, that's enough of that shit.
I am kicking you in the testicles next time I see you, sir.
Bust the bird.
I will kick you in the testicles live on air, Tristan.
But anyways, thanks for bearing with us. Before the questions, we did get booted off of Facebook. I think Mike Vanek ruined it for us by actually donating to us. So please...
Shut up! That'll keep people from wanting to give us money!
Donate!
Donate!
Did you post the link again?
No, I'm on it. I just like...
No, I told Brandon, not you.
What, on the actual Facebook page?
Or on the Facebook page and the video. Someone's trying to give us money, Brandon.
I posted it in the chat, so...
In the original one or in this one?
In the original one. So the one...
Posted in this one, dickbag.
What do you mean this one? Oh.
This chat. The chat we are chatting in as we chat.
Oh. I don't know how to do that. Okay.
Post it now. Do it now.
Here.
Get to the chopper.
I'll go post it on yours, because you shared the link as well. So,
of course I did.
So as we are doing that, as I am doing that, and as I go to find your share for this,
and as you lay dying,
as I lay dying, which happens.
Hey, what's up, Mitch? Mitch from Worm Flesh. My boy, he's over there jerking off in the bunk.
Oh my god, I can't do it. Okay. All right, I will post it somewhere as we go along. Okay. Anyways, so in a separate group, a Robert Troy asks us a very simple question, and I kind of have a feeling I know what your answer is.
Okay.
Metallica or Megadeth, and why?
Probably the same for your same reason. I prefer Metallica because I don't hate the sound of James Hetfield's voice. Yeah. And I do hate the sound of Dave Mustaine. But that being said, I think Megadeth has better riffs. Straight up.
All right. I will agree with you in one aspect, and that is the fact that Megadeth has cool riffs, but Megadeth is one-dimensional as fuck.
What the fuck? Bullshit!
Bullshit my ass.
Bullshit, motherfucker. Tricky, come here. Come here.
Every goddamn Megadeth record sounds exactly the same.
You're full of shit, and I just want everybody on 3 to boo this man. So 1, 2, 3, boo!
And I'm going to give you a yeah! Because Metallica is God. Okay? I am on glue. I am not on glue, Mike Vanek. Now, the reason Metallica...
He's huffing paint.
The reason...
See, that's not a mustache. That's fucking paint lines from the fucking bag. Because Brandon's huffing paint.
So, I choose Metallica for the reasons I just said.
I chose Metallica too, but I'm just saying, Dave Mustaine writes better riffs.
Yeah, but Dave Mustaine also sounds like the geeky kid you would throw in the trash can in high school.
So do you, but I do a show with you every fucking Friday night. We'll be the best man at your wedding and love you dearly. And whether you know it or not, I'm the godfather of your son.
So, here's a good testament of people living in the past. Mustaine wrote Metallica's best record, Mike Vanek says. Yeah, he wrote like what? 2? 3 records? First? I don't even remember. Was it just Kill 'Em All?
I don't give... Yeah, you know what? Fuck off. It doesn't matter. Because Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield wrote Metallica's biggest selling record of all time. And whether you like it or you don't, the self-titled, or as we all refer to it, The Black Album, is the most influential record in metal history. There is no debate. Fuck you if you think otherwise. Sorry. It's not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination, but it is the record that made metal something that you would hear at your friend's parents' house. And you can't argue that because you're wrong.
Hello, me. You meet the real me.
I love it.
Brandon, this has turned into a straight-up fucking symphony of destruction. And we are all unforgiven for this. You're unforgiven,
I don't want to fade to black or anything, but there's going to be some battery happening at any point. I mean...
Well, you know what, Brandon? I think this subject is dead, so I want to know for whom the bell tolls, and what is our next question?
You know what? I gotta have a justice for all, and Blacken just needs to happen. Blacken lives matter, you hear me? So, the next question comes from an anonymous question asker in a AEW group. They ask, does the acquisition of WWE wrestlers hurt AEW, or does the stigma of WWE wrestlers showing up in AEW hurt the promotion?
Well, Brandon, I just want to go back to the meaning of life on this one and tell you that in the end, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. It doesn't fucking matter. Back in the day, the fact that the outsiders showed up in WCW was one of the biggest factors. The fact that Hulk Hogan showed up in WCW was one of the biggest factors.
Right,
that being said, no major stars aside from Jon Moxley have jumped ship to come to AEW. Yes, some very fine wrestlers and performers have jumped to come to AEW, but nobody that really matters in name value has come over. So in the end, it's a wash. And it's something I wish people would quit debating about, because in the end, to me, it's a chance for these dudes that were not utilized to have another opportunity to potentially get utilized because of their A, name value, B, where they used to work, and C, because they are all fine-ass workers and do a great job. But in the end, does it matter? Not yet.
No, absolutely. So, just to chime in, I have been dealing with this because I am one of those individuals that likes to go on, group posts on Facebook and see what people are saying about shit. And, like, the number one thing that I see all the time is AEW is just, siphoning WWE ex-wrestlers. Who gives a shit? Like, They could take the entire fucking roster of WWE and transfer them to AEW and probably do a better job at micromanaging the things that need to be micromanaged with the characters that were failing in WWE in the first place. Now, in real life situations, if you have a job that eventually starts to get shitty, right? And you move on to another job, chances are you're probably going to a better place. And, and honestly, if you really think about it, look at the roster of AEW. I can name, 5 or 6, maybe 7 wrestlers that were from WWE. The rest of them, developmental, indie guys, New Japan guys.
I could name 3 off the top of my head, and if I really dug in, we could probably do more, if nothing else, counting NXT. I mean, shit, technically that means Kenny Omega was a WWE guy.
Everybody comes from everywhere.
Exactly. The thing about it is might it pull some eyeballs because, it's cool, Heath Slater showed up.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But in the end, it's not, like Jon Moxley was a big deal. But Jon Moxley left before the inception of AEW, and the only thing they did was do a good job of keeping it down that he was showing up, but all that while he was out kicking ass in the G1, which we covered heavily.
Just to interrupt real quick, Mike Vanek says they give talent an opportunity, and that's absolutely true.
Well, you know what? Every business has their way of going about things, and sometimes we as individuals may not agree with how it goes. You always think you're the best and you need to be more utilized, whatever the fucking case may be. Of course, these guys in WWE feel the same way. AEW is just another chance for them to go to a different company and prove that. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. That's the thing. When I hear WWE ruins people, well, maybe somebody just wasn't right or good enough in WWE. They were in the wrong environment to excel. They have another opportunity.
And as I said earlier, that goes in everyday life. You work a job that didn't treat you right, you go somewhere else that will probably treat you better. And this is literally what we're seeing right now in public fashion with, talent on TV.
Jillian Curran is being distracted by your shirt. But I also would like to ask her, you didn't want me to read you that Macho Man story? I know you did. So, just saying. Anyway, Brandon, I think it's time we Triple H and take that golden shovel and bury this question. And what's next?
Okay, so, and by the way, Mr. Matthew Wells, I think that's where it was. Where was it? He says, who would win in a fight against you guys? Hey, you missed it last week. We covered it on Boss in the Box Mania. And I
whooped Brandon's ass.
I believe we were passed out.
Yeah, we got wore out. We were too tired
from drinking and hitting each other with bags of popcorn and trash can lids. So
booking a great wrestling show. That my guys beat the fuck out your guys.
Absolutely did. But there might be more on that in the next couple months, so stay tuned.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about the backstage beef brewing. We're here to be professionals, Brandon. I don't want to talk about our personal problems.
Now, okay, speaking of personal problems, though, I'm trying.
Did you get lost in your own list of
questions? I'm trying to move around the list based on what works.
It all works, Brandon. It fits if you put a little lube and spit on it.
So, Mr. Brian Sticky Tips, we all know him as our favorite NorCal promoter. He brought up an idea. Now, he didn't ask this question directly, but he brought up an idea that I wanted to actually bring up. And that question is, how do you feel about, with the current times that we are in, how do we feel about drive-in concerts? Now, there's two ways to go about that.
The phrase he used was not drive-in; it was socially distanced.
Yes.
But so I feel like that includes drive-in, but that also includes the little mini barricade. It looks like a little miniature wrestling ring thing that you're seeing at festivals in the UK and whatnot.
Yeah. But there's two things that I'm talking about here. Is number one, and I've seen a few of these come up now. Like there's been like Garth Brooks, there's been somebody else, and now Metallica. They're hosting drive-in concerts where you go to the drive-in and you watch their concert on the big screen from your car. But here...
Yeah, but they're pre-taped.
But here's the kicker. Those concerts cost upwards to $120 to $155 per car.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you pay $150 to drive with like 3 or 4 of your friends to go see Metallica on a big screen?
I would not. Personally, I would not. That being said, you know, there are some things you like to make fun of people for being into. This is not one of them. If that means that much to you, that you're willing to pay that money, you know, in a way, I'm a believer in the free market. If there's a market for it and people will buy it, sell it. You know, maybe that's the salesman in me. But I don't see anything wrong with that. It's not my bag, but if it's something to help, Mike Vanek says he'd go see Machine Head in a car, and you know what? All 4 Lennies, I'd go see Machine Head in the car at the fairgrounds. Ooh. Why not?
So, say...
We'll video chat in Rick and Damien and Mary, and it'll just be like going.
I don't know what's going on Facebook tonight, but I have lost my comments on my end, so...
I got it covered.
Have disappeared. God damn it! Get your shit together, Facebook. Okay, so yeah, and then now they're doing the UK is experimenting with the with like you're in the little vestibule,
little wrestling.
Yeah, literally, yeah. With like it's those things that you usually see at like big festival concerts where they put the deaf and blind and handicapped individuals in. Except now there's like 500 of them that you could fit like 4, 5, 6 people into. I'm all for that. That's fine with me, I guess. But what's gonna stop other people from invading your space or whatever? I mean, we're supposed to be being responsible here.
Honor system, probably security. Once again, it's not my ideal atmosphere, but you know what? If the right show came along and that was a viable option for me, I'd go. It'd be dope just to go.
Yeah. Okay. So we're about to get into some pretty heavy questions here. You ready for this? Yeah. So, Michael Beller, from one of the dad groups I'm in, he asks for advice, and it's interesting. It's okay. My girlfriend will come up behind me while I'm eating or watching a video before bed and start popping pimples on my back, and I fucking hate it. I don't understand her obsession with it. Then she gets pissy with me because I get pissed off when she won't quit picking at the fucking things. Freaking hurts like hell. How do I remedy this situation without making it worse?
All right. First question, Brandon. Is this from the same dad group where everybody was jerking off?
No, that was a Snapchat group, and I have left that a long time ago.
You finally left the group, huh? Proud of you.
Yes.
I know curiosity kept you there for a while. Well, my first instinct is, dude, put a fucking shirt on. Like, I'm real, bro. Like, if you want it to stop, put a fucking shirt on. Like, a real one. Don't wear a wife beater with your back knee still showing. Don't fucking, like, put a fucking shirt on, dude. A hoodie if needs be. I know it's summer, but I'm sure you've got AC. Like, put a fucking shirt on. Like, if she just won't stop, like, put the barrier up, bro.
So, when I was a behavioral therapist, one of the biggest things I would teach my students is personal bubble. You talk about barriers, that's what we'd call them. We call it the personal bubble. And even though you're married or have a significant relationship or whatever it may be, like, everybody still has those barriers or those bubbles. Like, they have to be respected. And if she doesn't respect them, she's just fucking with you at this point. So, if it bothers you that much, have a sit-down conversation with her and say, look, I really don't like it. You know, maybe we could find you a friend to pop pimples on, but I don't like it.
You know, if she starts popping some other dude's pimples, she might start, you know, popping some other dude. You know where I'm going with this. So my point is, wear a shirt and maybe see a dermatologist.
Hey, my question to you is it cheating if she pops another man's pimples?
Not if he agrees to it. That's polypimpery.
I love how you're straight-faced, dude.
Got an answer for everything, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
God, that's irritating. I posted a comment and Facebook just won't load my comments. All right, so I'm looking at my phone, going back and forth here.
By the way, we love you too, Mistress J. And Kate, I see you're back. All right, next
question is now, baby. I have a question for you, Dave.
First of all, are we using real names
now?
now?
I'm sorry. Mr. Lunchbox, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, he has a real name, but, you know, on his birth certificate, it actually says Lunchbox, capital LB, thank you very much. That's what it says.
Just Lunchbox. No first, no last, no middle, dude. Just Lunchbox.
Capital LB, thank you very much.
Right, and thank you very much. And in the middle initial, it's a middle finger.
Okay, so my question for you is, if you had to add The Simpsons to any cinematic universe, which cinematic universe would you add them to?
Dude, this is a fucked up question. When you sent this to me earlier, I tried to wrap my head around it. And maybe I smoked too much marijuana, but so I started thinking about, like, well, just The Simpsons? Or, like, are we talking about The Simpsons universe, the entirety of Springfield? I mean, does Russ Cargill get in here? Can I bring along Mo Sislak? Duffman, oh yeah. Comic book guy for the worst crossover ever. And, you know, maybe even Krusty the Clown for some laughs.
So this question stemmed from a video you posted yesterday, I believe, where somebody... Oh, today. Okay. Somebody made a video, modded a video of Resident Evil... 7. Okay, I was going to say 6. Resident Evil 7, which I played a little bit of. Fucking frightening game. But Resident Evil 7, and instead of all of the creepy, like, monster, like, family, like, Texas Chainsaw type of family characters that are in the video game, they replaced them with the Simpsons characters, and it was
dope as
hilarious. Marge is running around yelling at Homer. Lisa's trying to, like, bite and
stab you with scissors,
chainsaws, and like, but okay.
Yeah. If you're friends with me, go check that out on my page, dude. Like, and then a bunch of people tagged me in it, which, by the way, love y'all. For when you think of The Simpsons, you think of your old boy Lunchbox, and maybe it's got something to do with the wall behind me. But I just want to say, man, I really appreciate that y'all think of me like that. Thank you. From the bottom of my drunken heart.
For all intents and purposes, let's just focus on the Simpsons family, okay? Where would you insert them? And Family Guy is not an answer.
Fuck Family Guy. Fuck Rick and Morty while we're at it.
Fuck Rick and Morty. The show is that show is a try-hard.
Did he just say try-hard?
He did. You know, I want to go with a cheap answer that's going to just piss a bunch of people off.
Oh, shit.
I want to say Star Wars so it no longer sucks.
You see Bart Simpson with a lightsaber?
No, nobody's giving Bart a lightsaber. Homer's gonna fucking don't ever do that again, Brandon. Oh, Homer's gonna straight up wing, wing, wing. I mean, dude, Mark Hamill even did The Simpsons. No, you said no extended universe, so I can't bring in Barney Gumble. If I were genuinely to bring it up, I would want to see The Simpsons in a horror franchise. Something along the lines of Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Friday the 13th. Maybe even Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And here's why. For The Simpsons to make an incredible impact, they don't need to be mainstay characters. They can just be the background. They can be the Easter egg. So if you're walking up to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house and you happen to walk by 742 Evergreen Terrace, that'd be pretty badass. You cheer a little bit, if not externally, internally.
Just that address alone sounds like a scary movie.
If you were to go into the crazy old drunk guy's store who's trying to tell you don't go on up to that camp, it's cursed, and you were in line in front of one Homer J. Simpson while he bought 2 6-packs of Duff, that'd be badass. And you know it. So you know what? Like I said, just because I'm a horror movie guy, I would prefer to see The Simpsons in a horror aspect.
I just see Homer running around a lot going, ah! Eat your broccoli.
No TV and no beer makes Homer something. Dude, their version of The Shining was 10 times better than The Shining. Fuck you. I said what I said.
100%. Because
I was talking to people who might not.
Well, I agree because The Shining was garbage. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You're taking it a little farther, Brandon. Take a step back.
Sorry.
Brandon, I wish you'd step back from that ledge, my friend.
I'm not going there. I don't have my guitar handy.
I know you asked me if I stopped singing Wonderwall one of these days, and I said maybe.
No.
Anyway,
No.
Next question.
Our good friend Francisco asks us, what are our thoughts on WWE Raw Underground?
Haven't watched it.
I have, and it has potential. Basically, because you haven't watched it, I'll give you a little rundown of what it is.
I get the concept.
It looks like Fight Club, basically.
Did you watch Spartacus? Yeah. Okay. So, I get it. It's if the gladiators are the WWE proper, then the underground is the fighting pits and the bars and shit that they took Spartacus and Animaeus to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, I thoroughly believe so. What it seems like they're trying to do is they're trying to create more content for like their third hour of Monday Night Raw, which is great. Good for them. I like
something different, keep you interested.
I like that it's different, but they need to add more legs to it. Like, basically, they have Shane McMahon on a microphone just yelling into it the whole time, and then jumping into the middle of the match, going, "Okay, he's out, stop, like stop the match, he's out," and.
But it's only been 2 weeks.
That's what's been happening.
Well, what I'm saying is, you say you need to build legs to it. Give it some
Well,
time.
yeah. And, you know, they're trying to bring in, like, stars that are trying to be established and some other people. Like, they brought in Dolph Ziggler. He has a legit background in, you know, wrestling. Like an all-state wrestling champion and shit like that. And brought him in there. Brought in some legitimate dudes. But, you know, for Raw Underground, I would say consistency is key. And so far, they're not doing consistency. Even though it's only been 2 weeks, they let a lot of things fly by. Like, they brought Shayna Baszler in, who was a noted grappler and MMA woman. And she came in, she cleaned house, beat up a couple no-name chicks. And that was it. Well, you know, let's see where they go there. It has potential. It's definitely different. It's kind of corny, but everything in WWE is corny right now, so okay. That's really my thought on that.
What I've seen, I'm not impressed. But let's see where they go, because everything can get good with a good build.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's my thought on that. The next question we have up, my friend, is Mike Vanek asks us, when was the first time each of you put on a show, and how did it go?
You want to first go with this one?
You go first if you could remember, because I'm trying to remember when my first show that I put on was.
All right, so August 2001. I just graduated high school. We used to have this coffee shop here in Los Banos that would host local bands. Well, they closed down. The owner contacted me and was like, hey, you still talk to bands. Would you help me put on this show? Okay. So it was supposed to be outdoors at a softball field, driving range type thing. And then we had to put it in this building that held 60 people. We had 9 bands. And we did it as an all-day festival from 2 until, I want to say, midnight. And this was my first knowledge that with Roy Stanley, you don't ask him to show up early if he's meant to play late. Because he will get too drunk, accidentally unplug his bass, spend 10 minutes behind it trying to fix cables and shit, fall asleep for 15 minutes of the set, and then get up and start playing again like ain't a damn thing happened. By the way, I love you, Roy Stanley. Happy upcoming 195th birthday. I'm going to go. I'm going to go party with Roy for his 192nd birthday.
I hope I'm there.
I hope you're there too. It's August 22nd. Show up at my house. You can ride with me. Bring beer.
So, I don't remember the exact first show I ever put on, but I can remember the first show that I ever spent a lot of time and detail on, and that was actually a show that I rescued from Ken Rader. Mr. Vanek knows who Ken Rader is.
I would say Mike Vanek just got a story or two in his head.
And I wish I could see his comments, but I cannot see his comments, unfortunately.
I'm on it.
So this happened way back in the day. There was supposed to be a Neil Turbin who was in Anthrax for like 5 minutes. And he had a new band called Death Riders. And they're supposed to play the Oakland Metro, and Ken Rader did that thing that he always does, and he let everybody fucking down.
Oh! Shots
So
fired.
the show went wayward. So I went and I salvaged like 90% of the bands that were on the show. And unfortunately, I did not get to put it on the Oakland Metro because I was new. I didn't have that kind of budget. But I put it on at the Antioch Mutiny. Which, you know, it's a small venue, but you know what? Like, Neil Turbin, he got his guarantee paid. All the bands showed up, put on a great show. This guy showed up By the way, Neil Turbin sucks. I'm sorry. I'm going to be negative here and say he sucks. He's a prima donna. I'm going off the rails. I don't give a shit. Neil Turbin means nothing to me. He was in Anthrax for literally 5 minutes, and
for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. And this motherfucker acted like he was, James Hetfield worth $1 million, man. I even put him up in a hotel, which was a hotel, and he scuffed at me and made comments and called me a bunch of names, and then I realized, no wonder why Ken Rader ditched the show. This guy's a fucking jerk. The show went off without a hitch. Sure, it wasn't a big fucking venue with a huge sound system or anything, but that was my first real show that I really paid attention to. I paid a guarantee. I put rock stars up in a hotel, which when I mean rock stars, it was literally like a 50-year-old man and a bunch of 19-year-old kids for his band.
Okay, so in the group chat, I just want to say Mike Vanek has said, fuck Ken Rader, that piece of shit, fuck the Metro 2, the Mutiny was rad, worst singer Anthrax ever had, and he is a jerk.
Thank you, Vanek. I appreciate that. The show was fine.
Fuck Ken Rader.
Fuck Ken Rader. Neil Turbin showed up 5 minutes before his set time. His band was there. His band was set up. And what I mean set up is I brought all of the equipment. So I backlined everything for him and his band. And then he shows up 5 minutes before set time and literally goes, "Oh, I'm not ready yet. I need to go warm up. I'll be back." And he shows up 30 minutes later and jumps on stage and plays. Meanwhile, half of the crowd has left. Yeah, so whatever. I did what I was supposed to do as a promoter. I paid. I did the things I was supposed to do. Mutiny was happy, but at the end of the night, Neil Turbin is a jerk, and yeah, there you go.
Got it. Neil Turbin's a jerk. Fuck Ken Rader. All right. By the way, you know what? I wanted to go more in depth about my first show because it developed a lot of my future personal relationships in the business. But no, I got nothing. You've definitely got me beat on that one.
Okay, so Mike Smario from Monster God, you remember them? The fucking awesome ass doom band.
Yeah.
He asks, friends of the show. He asks us about, Spotify and the 1 cent per stream protest. What are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think it is time for us as artists to start making a bit more money. Even at 1 cent a stream, I can guarantee you right now my band would not substantially profit off that. However, it would help in the ease of buying smaller equipment. It would help in the ease of buying merchandise. And it would definitely give us more of a professional feel as far for ourselves, that we were actually making something off of our hard work. Because for those of you that have been in a band, or are in a band currently, you can echo my sentiment. And for those of you that haven't, if you think a little bit, it's not hard. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. A lot of our time, money, and energy gets invested into this. And we treat it like a job. I don't expect to make a career out of this because I'm selling a new product and everything is sales to me. So if I don't have buyers, I ain't making money. But guess what? I know we have buyers. And I know a lot of these other bands have buyers. And for them to make a small portion of what they've put into it back is not an unfair ask for a global billionaire platform like Spotify.
You know what? I couldn't have said it better myself. thank you for that, man. I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm an artist, you know, like, even at 100 streams, if that gets us $1, that's $1 we didn't have.
Exactly. As opposed to 4,000 streams, which gets us $1.
Yeah. And by the way, it's kind of the same on Pornhub, too. Actually, on Pornhub, you need 1,000 watches in order to generate $1 on Pornhub.
I need to go support some of my favorite artists, but more on that later. Because that chick only had like 382 streams. I gotta pump those numbers up.
She did a lot for our entertainment. So.
And right now, it's only made 38 cents.
So, yeah. So, thank you, Mike Smario, for the question. Another music business question comes from Aaron Moore. What the hell's the question? I lost it. He asks, how would you recommend a solo metal band project to perform live without a band?
Take this one first.
I will, because I have experience with this, and I feel like my experience with it has gone pretty well. And I'm gonna reference a band that did it very well, and that band is called RU36. Okay, so this was just at the time just 2 members. It went to 3. They never had a drummer, but my recommendation is, if you're gonna be a solo guitar player and probably singer, from what I'm guessing, Aaron, you gotta invest in yourself. So investing in yourself means investing in what your live show is going to be. Number one, first and foremost, buy a comparable PA system. Because in my experience, dude, pumping digital drums through the venue's PA systems always goes terribly. Like, I don't know how many bands, Dave, Mr. Lunchbox, you have seen who try to pull off the death metal one-man project.
I'm saving my thoughts.
Go big or go home with this one, man. Buy a comparable PA system. Link it through the venue PA, but have it on stage for you to be able to hear and reference exactly what you're playing to. Number 2, provide lights and a stage show. You know, you are one man, and your talent just isn't going to be enough if you're just one man. So my advice is, go big or go home with it. Bring the equipment, bring the sound quality, and don't fuck up.
All right.
What do you got, sir?
My thoughts on this are much more short, direct, and to the point. How should a one-man metal band approach playing live? My response is, don't.
Okay. Why?
Don't. I have never seen a one-man metal project that, in my opinion, was worth my time. Straight up. I've seen many a talented dude attempt it. I've seen many a dude attempt it with good lighting, good showing, good costumes, good music. It sucks. The concept sucks. Just like when a rapper's up there on his lonesome, it sucks. One of the best things about music is the collective ability that it brings to everybody around the world, and that is especially for those on stage. If you notice, the greatest solo artists in the world have a band behind them. They have dancers. They have characters. They have something else on stage to brighten the whole atmosphere of the event. So my advice to you, as doing a single solo thing, go out and get some people to play with. Go out and get some people to perform with you on stage if they're just doing backflips. Go out and add to your show more people, because music is a people-connected business. It takes more than one, and that includes the stage.
Okay, and that was the final word on that. All right. Now, our final question of the night before we get to our little pro wrestling orientated theme here. So,
what's up, Don Juan?
Juan?
Dude, Abe's dad. Abe and Joey's dad. Abe, Joey, and Inmar's dad. Abe, Joey, Inmar, and Kathy's dad.
Hello, guys. Good to see that you're on.
No. Just same guy. Same
Hello,
guy.
sir.
One guy. That's why we call him Don Juan.
IPA's got me a little buzzed.
One of the best musicians and hardest working entrepreneurs I've ever known in my life. Thank you for joining us, sir. I appreciate your attention.
So our final question of the night comes from, once again, Brian Sticky Tips. He does ask us, how many people are actually in favor socially distancing music events? How many people would... basically he's asking, how many people would rather wait until we can go at it 100%? If an event can only host a handful of patrons, is it worth it? Or is it worth squandering a good show? So basically he's asking, if we could only have a quarter amount of the people in the venue, is it worth having the show?
The way I see it, if so, then the artists need to bring their A game. Treat it like an exclusive event. And then if that be the case, yes, I think 100%, because we need something right now, man. We need something. Everything fucking sucks. So to even make something available to the few, and even let us view those few having a good time, it'd be nice to see some life out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm on board with that, but not everybody's gonna bring their A game, unfortunately, just to be realistic here. I love the idea of like an intimate event. Like, I remember back in the day, I was just working as a delivery driver, and just off the cuff, I stopped at an RPM go-kart racing place to go pick up Subway that was on the side of it. And I walk in, and there's this giant tour bus outside. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. And I walk in, and upstairs, they're having a radio performance from the Lost Prophets, if you remember them.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of doing their thing. So I'm just sitting in the back, wearing a shitty blue shirt, belonging to the company that I worked at, eating a Subway sandwich, watching the Lost Prophets play an acoustic set of, Last Train Home and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is awesome. And it was such like an intimate experience. It was also like the same thing when I went and saw Mastodon, Coheed and Cambria, and Every Time I Die, where you got there early enough, you were treated to Coheed and Cambria doing like a mini acoustic set for the crowd.
Oh, that's cool.
Which was awesome. My point to it is, yeah, if it's done right, it's worth it, but it shouldn't be done to death.
Okay, I'll co-sign that.
Like, they should be events and not just regular run-of-the-mill things.
I think I think it's good training to get back into it. Maybe we don't need to get as close as we used to right off the bat.
Yeah.
Give it some time, get used to it, and this is a good way to start.
Yes. And right now, like a lot of people are doing virtual shows. Oh, excuse me. And I like that. I like the idea of a virtual show. It keeps the appeal going, and it keeps just the names for all the bands and the artists out there. Like, Scotty Milne from Gershok has referenced Psycho Stick a lot in his live videos recently, and I've checked it out, and Gershok is killing it. Psycho Stick is killing it. Every single week they come out with like new stuff. They play new songs. Like, it's
your boys in the Spasmatics.
Them too. Yes, there's a cover band out here in the Bay Area. They're called the Spasmatics, and every single week since the pandemic has started, they treat us to at least 2 hours of like cover band goodness, and they're entertaining, they're funny, like it's literally a live show. I actually don't watch SmackDown, so I can go watch the Spasmatics. Yeah,
there you go.
But those are all of our questions. If anybody has a question in the chat, Dave will tell me because I can't see any of them, unfortunately.
Nope, not reading questions.
Okay,
We gotta get moving.
So the next portion of our little thing here is we're gonna talk a little wrestling before we wrap it up tonight for episode 78 of Talking Shop with the Boss and the Box, and tell them what we are talking about today.
Today, I pitched the topic of who are your top 5 favorite wrestlers that weren't that good of wrestlers, that weren't your technical mat geniuses. We're not talking about your Shawn Michaels, your Bret Harts, your Seth Rollins, your Finn Balor's, your Kenny Omegas, your Marty Scurlls, your Daniel Bryans. Like, fuck Daniel.
What?
He's not that good. I don't get it.
Dude, go watch his fucking Ring of Honor shit, bro.
Go watch his Ring of Honor shit. That was 12 years ago.
He's still good. But yeah, you know, basically we in my list here, I avoided some of the obvious ones. Some of them
Okay.
are so blatantly obvious that it's just like I'm not even gonna mention them.
We should both have the same number 1, and if we don't, you ain't a real wrestling fan.
Well, actually, I was probably going to go in a different direction. So do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
No, I introduced the topic, so I posed the question to you.
So,
Who's your
number
5?
5, if I know the direction that you're going here.
Mike Vanek, did you just say Kerry Von Erich couldn't
The
wrestle?
Texas Tornado? Come on.
Yeah.
Really? He's a Von Erich. They could all fucking wrestle.
Shut up, Mike Vanek.
All right. So I'm changing my list around a little bit. My number 5 is Tommy Dreamer.
Ooh, interesting.
And I kind of have a theme here with my list. Now, can you recognize Tommy Dreamer as anybody of a technical classic? Like, no. He can go, but can he wrestle? Nah.
He can, but he didn't really go. I get where you're going.
Like, his matches are entertaining, but, you know, they're never top of the card. They're, like, death matches, brawls.
Never top the card. This is the original ECW World Champion. How dare you?
Don't get me wrong, though. I love me some Tommy Dreamer, but what I love about Tommy Dreamer the most is his personality and not his wrestling ability, which is not that grand.
I never would have even thought to put Tommy Dreamer on the list, but I totally understand your point. I really do. Like, everything with Tommy Dreamer was a hardcore match or a death match or a, you never point to any Tommy Dreamer match and go, that was a Mac classic.
Exactly. So you wouldn't put him in the ring with a Shawn Michaels or anything like that. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, you would. That'd be a great
maybe
match.
Rob Van Dam, but maybe not a Shawn Michaels.
I'm going to disagree. I think Tommy Dreamer could work with whoever he was put in there with. That was just the narrative they chose with him.
I was trying to go a different direction because, once again, like I said, I know that there's some real blatant obvious ones, and I didn't want to really go there.
Well, let's see if number 5 was on your blatant obvious list on my end. Big Daddy Cool. Big Sexy. Kevin Nash. Diesel.
Totally disagree.
No, Diesel couldn't wrestle for shit. Too big, too lanky, hurt himself doing the most basic movements. He had his definite moments, but in consistent ring work, Diesel pretty much kicked you in the gut, powerbombed you, punched you a couple times. Jackknife game over.
It was believable.
Because he was 7 feet fucking tall, but he wasn't the Undertaker, dude.
Yeah, all right. He was one of my absolute, like, and I didn't add him to my list, actually.
Dude, Big Daddy Cool was cool. Don't get me wrong. Everybody, you like Kevin Nash because he was cool. But if you're going to sit here and tell me you remember a Kevin Nash technical mat classic, please spill it.
Him versus Shawn Michaels. One of the WrestleManias.
Nope. And even though that was a really solid match, who carried it?
Of course, Shawn. Shawn carries every match.
Shawn didn't have to carry Brett. Shawn didn't have to carry fucking Stone Cold. Shawn didn't have to carry Triple H.
All right. Point made.
Shawn didn't have to carry Scott Hall.
Okay. I'll give you that one. My number four is in the same conjunction as number 5. Sandman. Sandman was all entrance. All entrance, all death match, all nothing else. He was fun to watch. He put a smile on your face, especially as a metalhead. He made you headbang. But
he actually drank his beer.
100%. Smoked that cigarette, man. Like, had that kendo stick.
The beer drinkingest, cigarette smokingest, cane swingingest wrestler in the world.
And that's putting it loosely. This guy couldn't wrestle his way out of a paper bag, but you want to throw fist and hit things with him? There you go.
Brandon, you've stolen my number
shit.
4.
Ah, man.
No shit.
Okay, I was hoping we wouldn't cross streams here.
We did.
I guess I'll give you a number 3.
All right, go ahead.
The Road Dogg, Jesse James.
Oof. That's one of those that hurts to admit kind of things, but I see where you're going with this because he was the least talented pure wrestler of his family.
Entertaining as hell, likable as anybody could ever be, but his in-ring work was very, he did his little punch, he did his pump handle slam, he did some grandiose gestures in the match. That was it.
No, I'm with it. Like I said, I'm with it. He's not on my list, but I see where you're going with it, and I understand. Road Dogg was about the personality. He was about the microphone. He was about getting you to sing along and chant along and go along, and I get that, and do the cool shake, rattle, and roll. I'm with it.
By the way, I'm going to give you an honorable mention before we get to yours. One of my honorable mentions, Disco Inferno.
Disco could wrestle. You're fucking full of shit.
Yeah, but you never saw it. You never saw it.
Bullshit. Disco had hella good matches with everybody.
I'm giving you homework. I want you to find a match on WCW Nitro or whatever and point it in my direction. Okay.
Deal.
So give me your number 3, sir.
Number 3 might make a lot of people mad, but I'm going to go ahead and stand up and say it. The Animal Batista sucks and is not a good wrestler.
I wouldn't call him amazing, but I've never seen a match that was bad.
Look who he wrestled. Look who everybody he wrestled. Other than that, Batista added nothing to the match besides his big ass muscles, his fucking shaking of the ropes, and the fact he had a belly tattoo. That's it.
I swear I saw him in a porno. That one of the dudes had this same exact belly tattoo.
And it was point of view, so you never saw Homeboy's face, huh?
No, you saw his face. It looked pretty similar.
I'm just saying, when I saw Batista live at a house show where it wasn't taped, he pointed to the crowd, gave the smack, and the doggy style pumps to some chick in the audience. Straight up. Might have been his wife. I don't know. But he straight pointed and did that, and I'm like,
some
really?
Some of you might get this reference, but if he stands completely still, he has mastered the art of invisibility. I know Dave doesn't because he does not watch superhero movies.
I watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, no
jackass.
shit. Okay, I'm actually surprised at that.
It's got Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's amazing. Okay. So
anyway, Batista's my number 3. Who's your number 2, Mr. Blacker?
I have I've got a duo here, a twofer. It's not a.
Okay. Is it a
tag
team? Ah, then one of them's got to go, and one of them's got to be an honorable mention, sir.
I'll let you be the judge of this, but the pick is Shane and Vince McMahon.
Easily put on this list. Easily.
Both great characters in their own right. Both can talk. Both you can love them or hate them. But, you know, for as many... I consider them wrestlers because they have both been in the ring multiple times to the point where they can be considered wrestlers at that point, especially Shane. But should they be in the ring? No. Like, Shane does crazy shit. Shane does the coast.
Shane can wrestle, though.
Yeah, but...
Shane can wrestle.
I disagree, man.
Like, I'm 100% with you on Vince, but Shane can wrestle.
Though. He's all stunt.
I don't know, dude. His match with Kurt Angle, he actually he was solid. Like, his match with Kevin Owens or with AJ Styles, he was solid. He didn't just do crazy shit. He did his crazy shit.
I don't know. That's my opinion. I like the guy. You know, he is one.
I'm with you on Vince, though.
Yeah, Vince should have never been in a ring.
No, fuck that, because every time Vince got in the ring, it's gold. Whether it was good or not is different. It was gold. I will
tell you this, though. Vince can sell.
No, Vince gets hurt. He's 112 years old, dude. He gets hurt. Like I said, I'll co-sign Vince McMahon with you. I'll put Vince is on your list. Shane's the honorable mention.
My favorite Vince segment is when Stone Cold pulled the toy gun on him and he like pissed himself.
Yeah, we know Mike Vanek, but people actually could wrestle before the Attitude Era. They had to. But my number 2, actually, Mike Vanek, you will be proud of. Number 2, the Junkyard Dog.
Okay.
Dude, JYD was the greatest character, man. And a star, bona fide, certified, 100%, man. JYD was awesome. When that theme music hit, you fucking lost your shit. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that JYD had any classic matches that were good for the wrestling, not the story, not the blood, not the drama, but the actual in-ring, oh shit, that was beautiful, man. He pulled off that arm drag, that suplex, that small package, that... No, fuck you. You're lying. Give us some money. JYD was incredible, and he was a star. But a good wrestler? No, I'm sorry, man.
No, man.
Can't do it.
You know what? I think you and I should say our number 1 together.
Well, before we do that, let me run through a couple honorable mentions that people probably were expecting but didn't get. I got a couple
as well, so go ahead and give me a couple. I'll give you a couple.
Okay, so for honorable mentions, of course, the obvious choice is The Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was not a good wrestler. He was based on physique, intensity, and entrance.
An honorable mention?
Yeah. Cool. Oh, okay, so I know where you're going with number 1. All right. Goldberg.
Oh, yes.
Goldberg. Once again, intensity, entrance, physicality, scary dude. But when you put him in there with somebody to make it a believable, fun, drama-filled match, no, sir. This one is going to piss off Mike Vanek, and I love these guys. But a tag team I want to bring into the fray. The Road Warriors. LOD.
They were all beat 'em up, man.
Yeah, and when forced into the opposite side, it took Hawk having a drug addiction to make it believable that they were actually taking a beating. Beyond that, they could get stunned for a second, but LOD could not sell, work, all that. They just beat everybody to shit. Those are my honorable mentions.
All
Brandon,
right, so
what
I
you
have
got?
the Great Khali. That's a big duh.
We all know he
Exactly.
sucked.
I have Sid Vicious.
I don't agree with that, but I get where you go.
Very one-dimensional, no matter what gimmick he was using. And my big honorable mention, which everybody's going to disagree with, Big Van Vader.
Yeah, I hella disagree with that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Big man.
Vader.
Intense.
No, I'm with Mike Vanek. Watch more than WWF, motherfucker. Big Van Vader was the shit. No, fuck you, dude. His battles with Cactus Jack. He got his eye popped out against Stan Henson. His matches with Shawn Michaels were fucking gorgeous, even if Shawn Michaels didn't want to touch him because he stank. Like, Vader was the motherfucking shit. The first 400-plus pound man to do it. Brad, I'm throwing my hat at you. Like.
And I tip my hat at you, sir. Now, like, I was a fan of Vader, but there was no match I've ever watched, and not just WWE Vanek. I've watched WCW and NWA and whatever else he's been in. I've watched Vader shit. And just doesn't do it for me. Like, he's big, he's scary, he's intimidating, but that's as far as it goes.
He's athletic, he hits like a dump truck, he fucking sells, he can hit
like
powerbomb.
Truck. Guys like, what? Baby, oh, sorry.
All right, Brandon, so move your butt and give us your number one, sir.
Was the Ultimate Warrior for obvious reasons. But I think I'm going to guess what your number one is. And your number one probably starts with an H.
It might.
So I don't need to go into my reasons why the Ultimate Warrior just sucked. I love the Ultimate Warrior because he was colorful, he was animated, he was like, he is ultimately what brought me into professional wrestling. But later on, I realized that he was just fucking awful.
Fucking awful. Horrible. Horrible wrestler, horrible human,
As
horrible.
concurred by everybody who's ever worked with him.
Yeah, he just hurt people. I figured he was going to spring up earlier in the discussion.
He was the one that I was going to start off as my number 5, and then I changed it. So,
Okay.
My friend, on the count of 3, let us say what your number 1 is. 1, 2, 3. Hulk.
The immortal
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Don't forget that immortal son.
Hulkamania is still running wild today.
Still running wild. And like 1983, your boy Lunchbox has been running wild like Hulkamania. So, no, dude, for real, Hulk Hogan he had, and he admits it freely, I got 3 punches, a body slam, a big boot, and a leg drop. But what Hulk Hogan could do, unlike anybody else in an arena, is build sympathy with his actions, with his facial expressions, with his pump-up motions, with his everything he did elicited a huge reaction. Now, that being said, not long ago I caught a match between him and the Great Muta in New Japan. And my God, what a match. Hulk Hogan did an enziguri.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it was a wonderful match. They worked phenomenally together. And Hulk Hogan can wrestle when Hulk Hogan is pushed to wrestle. But the thing is that was not what he was predicated on. He was predicated on taking a beating by a monster, turning around, pumping up, overcoming the odds, and pinning that monster clean in the ring after a leg drop. 1, 2, 3. But he made an art out of it. And that is why he is my number one best wrestler that can't wrestle.
100%. All right, so that concludes our show tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the technical mumbo jumbos. Mark Zuckerberg really screwed us there, screwing us up here. But as always, please go donate now. Send the boss and the box your hard-earned money because we need your hard-earned money. What's up, Lenny? All right, so that has been episode 78 of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, however, we have a guest.
Yes, we do. Coming straight out of the bodega. The King Fat Boy. The one-man lucha gang. He's the best in the ring, on the mic, and in front of the camera. And next week at live, 10:30 on episode 79 of Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box, we will be interviewing the one and only Papo Esco.
Oh, man.
And Brandon Porter, Will Paulson, you might want to tune in because he would like to know what's going on with his Blacklist Heavyweight Championship.
Lunchbox, I'm scared.
I am too, but luckily we're doing this via Skype, so he can't murder us.
Just don't tell him my address. He's a big, scary man, and he's going to let us know all about why.
If he asks me for an address, I'm giving him yours before I'm giving him mine, sir.
All right, so tune in next week to see our interview with Papa Esco.
Oh, no, you did not just fuck his name up. He's going to be so mad. It's Papo Esco.
Papo.
Say his...
Well, you know, whatever, man. I'm already scared. Papo Esco is going to come and murder me. So we will see you next week, and I probably won't see you the week after. So with that being said, this is episode 78. We'll see you next week for 79. You can find me on Instagram at @TheRealBrandonBlacker. You can find my band, Suburban Paranoia, on all social media platforms, and you can find me on all the lewd sites out there, so have fun with that. Lunchbox, where can they find you?
You can find me at the almighty Lunchbox on Instagram. You can find my band, Nothing But Losers, on Facebook, Nothing But Losers on Twitter, Nothing But Loser, that is no S, on Twitter. I'm sorry, Nothing But Losers is on Instagram. You can find this show, most importantly, at Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box on Facebook. Don't forget to join the Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box discussion group, where we post bullshit all day, every day long. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box, and you can find us on Twitter at Talking_Shop. And of course, most importantly, you can find us every Friday night right here live, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time on Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box.
Don't forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you get all of our extra content. You get Monday morning motivations, you get the Boss Reacts, you get beer reviews and movie reviews and more. Go search up Talking Shop with the Boss in the Box on YouTube. See you next week, everybody.